Do you think that sometimes giving up can be so healthy? And do you know what giving up means? In English, we have this verb, give up. When you give up on something, it's because you stop something. So it's like saying, I give up. I don't want this anymore. I want to stop this. This is giving up. Do you think that giving up can be healthy sometimes? Are you the type of person that gives up, that stops something when you know that something isn't working? Or do you endure and continue bad situations because you think that you can't give up, that it's too late? It's too late to stop. It's too late to change your decision, too late to change routes. Let's talk a little about this, okay? So, welcome to the episode. A gente usa esse podcast para você poder treinar seu inglês, sua compreensão. Hoje vai ser um tema mais reflexivo, pessoal. Eu sei que tem gente que gosta muito quando os episódios são sobre isso. E hoje a gente vai falar sobre desistir das coisas. É ou não algo saudável? I wanna. Já ia colocar o inglês aqui no meio. Eu quero contar um pouquinho sobre minha experiência pessoal e fazer a gente refletir um pouco, né? E, enquanto isso, aprender inglês. Olha que coisa boa. Então já avalia o podcast, já segue, comenta aí se você concorda comigo e já segue a gente no Instagram também para não perder os próximos, ok? So, let me tell you a little bit about my experience. 2 years ago, I had to give up on something. I had to stop something at a critical moment. A critical moment. The worst possible moment for me to stop that. And everybody told me, like, no, don't stop. Hang on for one more month. Because if I waited one more month, I could um I could finish the semester and I could complete everything that I had to complete. And still, I decided to give up and stop before the end of the semester. And I lost at that time because I gave up. I lost 6 months, a whole semester of studies, of papers, works. I just threw everything in the trash because I just couldn't anymore. I had to give up. This was an experience at my master's degree. Like the master's is like mestrado. And I was almost at the end of the semester. I was 1 month from the end of the semester, and I decided to stop and give up. And I threw the whole semester in the trash. Everything I did that semester. If I want to go back to the master's, I've lost that semester because I couldn't wait one more month to finish everything. Would you do that? Would you do the same in my situation? I was going through a burnout. It was a terrible situation. I've already told you about my burnout in a few episodes ago. And would you do the same? Would you maintain a horrible situation or a horrible decision just because you think it's too late to stop now? There is something in English, not in English, actually. There is something called the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy. There's a translation for that in Portuguese. Let me see. The sunk cost fallacy in Portuguese is a falácia do custo perdido. Custo irrecuperável. A falácia dos custos irrecuperáveis. The sunk cost fallacy is a fallacy. Do you know what is a fallacy? A fallacy is a mistaken belief. It's something that people believe, but it's not true. The sunk cost fallacy is the belief that it's too late to stop now. It's when you are in a terrible situation, a terrible decision, but you think it's too late to stop. That if you stop, you will lose everything that you've done. But this is a fallacy. because it's the idea that, well, I'm already here, so I'm gonna continue. It's a terrible situation, it's a terrible decision, but I am so stuck. I am so late in this that it's better to continue than stop and give up and lose everything. This is a fallacy because it's not true. It's better to stop and give up and leave a terrible situation than to continue just because it's too late, you know? And at this moment, everybody was telling me, Nicole, don't give up. It's only 1 month until the semester ends. It's too late to stop now. And I said, no, I just can't anymore. And I just stopped. I didn't believe this fallacy. Eu não acreditei nessa ideia de que, já tô aqui mesmo, é melhor eu continuar e aguentar do que parar e perder tudo que eu fiz. I didn't believe the fallacy. I decided to stop. And like in this situation, what was the meaning of this? What did that mean? I lost the articles that I was reading. I lost the grades that I got, the tests that I made, the papers that I wrote. I lost everything. But if I decided to continue that semester, I would have to write 2 articles and finish like 3 papers. When I say paper, I am talking about like trabalho de faculdade. I had like 3 papers, 2 articles to write in 1 month, and a presentation, a seminar, something like that. And I said, I can't in 30 days. I can't. I can't write 2 articles, finish 3 papers, and give a presentation. Impossible. I knew that I was going through a burnout. And I said, no, that's enough. That's enough. I prefer to stop and lose everything than to continue in that situation. And tell me, would you do the same? Would you hang on? Hang on is like aguentar. Would you hang on for 1 more month in a terrible situation just because people are telling you that it's too late to stop now? And we can think about that for a lot of things in life. So, for example, you are in a terrible relationship. And it's a very long relationship, a romantic relationship, right? So imagine you have a relationship of like 7 years, 10 years, whatever, 15, 20 years. And it's a terrible relationship. You are unhappy. You don't love each other anymore. But come on, it's 15 years. It's 20 years. It's better to continue and hang on, like aguentar, stand the situation, than to stop and lose everything. Do you think that's true? I I go through life, I live my life with the idea that I want to be happy and comfortable as much as possible. And that's why I don't believe in this fallacy that, oh, don't stop now, it's too late. You will lose everything. It's better to continue in this terrible situation. I do not believe in that because I live my life making everything as comfortable as possible for me. And for some people, this sounds a little bit selfish, like egoísta, to think that I want everything to be comfortable and good for me. And a lot of people think that you need to accept some situations, even if they are uncomfortable, even if they are bad and terrible and making you suffer, just because, you committed to this. Você se comprometeu, you committed to this. So you can't stop now. This is not true. Life is such a difficult journey. Like everything in life is so difficult. I never understand why some people want to force us to endure some terrible situations just because they think that, it's easier to continue. No, it's not. Imagine the situation. You are taking the bus, okay? You're taking the bus to your house. And then you are in the bus, on the bus, and then you realize that you got the wrong bus. You are at the wrong bus. You took the wrong bus. This is not the correct bus to go to your house. What do you do? Do you leave the bus and go to the correct one? Or do you say, I'm here, so I'm gonna stay here and go to the wrong place because I'm already here at the wrong bus. Why am I gonna change? Does that make any sense? If you are on the wrong bus and you need to go to your house, why are you gonna continue on the wrong bus? It doesn't make any sense. You're gonna leave the wrong bus, go to the correct one so you can finally go to your house, right? So in life, it's the same idea. Why would you continue in a terrible situation just because, I'm already here? It doesn't make any sense, especially for us in our 20s and 30s. We are trying, in this phase in our lives, we are trying to find the dream job, right? The dream career. I want to have the perfect job, a job that I love, or like, I don't know, sometimes we just want to find our place in the world, right? It's so hard finding ourselves during this time in our lives. And when you are in your 20s and your 30s, everything seems so definite. Like, I need to have the perfect job now, and I need to find my dream career now because I'm getting old and it's too late. It's my last chance to decide what I'm gonna do with my life. And whatever I choose, I can't go back. If I choose to do this graduation, this major, I can't stop. I can't give up. So, for example, my dream is to be a doctor, but I am in the, I don't know, law school. Custo de direito, right? My dream is to be a doctor, but right now I am studying law, direito. So I think, it's too late. I'm gonna stay here, and that's it. That's it. It's too late to go to medicine, to study medical, no, to go to medical school. Why do we think that things in life are so definite? You are only 20 years old, 30 years old. Why do you always think that it's too late to change your mind? If your dream is to go to medical school, then do it. As long as you find the ways to survive and the ways to live your life while also following these goals and dreams, why would you stop? Why do you think it's too late to change your mind? We are only 20 years old. I can't handle anymore listening to my friends saying that they are so disappointed at their jobs. They are so unhappy at their jobs and they don't know what to do and that it's too late to do something new. Come on, we are only 20 something years old. We are only 30 years old. Why do you think that everything is forever? A relationship, a job, whatever we are talking about. Living in a specific city, you don't need to endure bad situations just because you think it's too late. We always have time. And I am not talking about someone with terrible life circumstances. I'm thinking about a normal person, a regular person, like someone with a regular life. Nothing too difficult, nothing too serious. Why do you think it's the end of the world to change careers, to change relationships? Sometimes I look at some friends in terrible relationships and I think, really? Is this what life is for you? You are 20 something years old. You are 30 something years old. You are in a terrible relationship and that's it? Like, that's it. This is it. This is life for you. You will never leave this relationship. You are okay, you have accepted the fact that you are in this relationship and you will never leave it. Like, really? Life is so short. Why do we stay in terrible situations just because we think it's too late? Life is so short. So we need to change our situation as soon as possible. If you are on the wrong bus to your house, are you gonna stay in this bus for as long as possible, or are you gonna change to the right bus as soon as possible? If you think about it, life is too short. So this means that if you think something needs to be different, do it, change it, because you don't have a lot of time. So change it now, you know? But no, we think that, oh, life is so short. I don't have time anymore. No, it's the opposite. Life is so short, so do it now. Do it now. Because it's true, we don't have a lot of time. So why do you stay in such terrible situations just because you're thinking it's too late? Really? Do you think that this is what life has for you? You think that life is about being in a crappy job, a crappy relationship, a terrible job, terrible relationship, and that's it? No. I am not in this world to have a miserable life. And if it's possible for me, I will always leave situations that are uncomfortable for me. I don't care if it's too late. I don't care if I will lose energy and work and years of my life, but I just can't stand living a life that makes me sad, that makes me miserable. And I never think like, oh, it's too late to change now. No, no, because I want to enjoy this life while I'm here. So it doesn't make any sense to me to endure, like aguentar situations that are bad just because people are telling me that it's too late, because my mind is telling me that it's too late. No, my mind, do you know what my mind is telling me? That life's too short. There's a Ferris Bueller sentence. Let's say, life's too short. Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller is that movie Curtindo a Vida Adoidado, right? There's a sentence. Eu fazendo referência a Curtindo a Vida Adoidado. This movie is really good. There's a classic sentence in this movie that says, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. And basically, this sentence is saying that life moves so fast. Life is so short. If you don't stop and look around and observe your life and look at the world and look at your life, you will miss life. Miss é a ideia de perder algo, de deixar de viver algo. So if you don't stop and look around and look at your circumstances and look at your life right now, you could miss it. You will not live all the experiences that you should be living just because you think it's too late to go after the life that you want. Do you like my philosophical words? I am feeling so philosophical today. I don't know, I was feeling very inspired to talk about this today. I don't know why. I think I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and she was talking about this. I don't know. I just remembered this fallacy, the sunk cost fallacy, and I love that. I hate the fallacy. I love believing that it's never too late to change things. And if you can, and if you want to, you should change whatever it's necessary in life to make life as comfortable and as pleasurable for you, because life's too short and we don't want to miss this. And this is how I leave you, my friends. I hope this episode has affected you somehow. But this is not a psychology podcast, so you can move on with your life, okay? You can decide if you want to follow my advice or not. But I will see you in the next episode, probably about a really random topic that is not deep. I don't know, probably a topic about entertainment, TV shows. Much better, right? Much lighter. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.